Ace Maker the T-33 Shooting Star, gift being flown by Colyer, call sign Wired. This is the two-seat trainer variant of a campus production is one of the world's best aircraft and has served the Air Forces of more than 20 different countries, and with many well-cared for airplanes still flying today of the nearly 7,000 built. With decades since its introduction, the T-33 has flown to train more pilots, more jet pilots, than just about any other training aircraft type, and continues to serve as an attack trainer and reconnaissance trainer for several more air forces. Greg Colyer calls this Canadian version the CC-133 Silver Star and the Ace Maker. Of course, it was the T-33 that fighter pilots during the Korean and Vietnam era went on to fly aircraft such as the F-86 Sabre or even the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom, just to name a few, paving the way for the fighter pieces in the conflict that followed. Yet Ace went through a signifying path of battalion of 5 aerial victories. Ladies and gentlemen, inbound from your right, here's the Ace Maker, the T-33 Shooting Star. Greg Colyer wants to dedicate today's flight and range to our friend Rob Holland, and he also wants to dedicate this flight to those who flew the T-33 and those Korean War veterans that attend with us here today, and we prepare for this demonstration of the Ace Maker. Of our United States military. Coming back down, he will be approaching speeds of about 400 miles an hour as he skids down to the right. He still some 5 times the force of gravity. It was on June 23rd, 1943, that General Hampton approved a letter for contract for Lockheed to build the very first XB-80. This XB-80, nicknamed Blue Bell, was built in a temporary structure thrown together in just 10 days made of old packing crates. The entire machine was brought so that the tools currently used on the Lockheed production line would not have to be integrated currently in full wartime production. 123 men, 23 engineers, and 105 shopmen worked 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. The very first XB-80. At just 203 days, the XB-80 lifted off the dry lake in Southern California and flew for the first time with a top speed of 502 miles an hour. We watch now as Greg completes the first half of this Q&A. Big Greg in the sky as he pulls over the second half in this T-33. Thanks to our friends at Firewalkers International. Greg's going to approach the again from the right to give you a great look at this T-33 Shooting Star from Lockheed Corporation. Some 7,000 of these aircraft were built, getting on license as well with Canadair, also in Japan. Two of just the big operators of these aircraft. This T-33 in the final time served with the United States Air Force up until at one point or another in 1997. pioneered by the Germans at the end of World War II by the Luftwaffe, and further developed by the British and the Royal Air Force and Soviet Air Force. This is the aerobatic aircraft. Greg Colyer is the owner of this particular T-33. Actually owns and operates several of these aircraft, and they stay there visiting not only performing in various positions across the country, but also supporting the efforts of the Air Force Test Flight at its Air Force Base in California. This weekend, this test staying busy as well, supporting the Ace Maker Test Center in Jacksonville, Maryland. And despite those large wingtip fuel tanks that you see on the outboard of the wings, the T-33 had a remarkable roll rates of 280 degrees a second and made it very responsive for teaching student pilots how to get a feel for frontline fighter aircraft before going on to the F-450, the F-100 Super Saver, and the F-105 jet. Completing his double killer on roll at Show Center and giving us a great look at the rolling capabilities of this classic vintage jet aircraft. They got it started right at the end of the World War II. The T-33 shooting star. This airplane is powered by a single Rolls-Royce turbojet engine producing about 5,600 pounds of thrust. And as I mentioned too, you can actually reach speeds in excess of 500 miles an hour. It cruises quite well. In addition to that, about 455 miles an hour, and you reach altitude in excess of 48,000 feet. At this time, Greg Colyer is going to slow the T-33 down to a crawl as he comes by just a mere 100 miles an hour trying to cross the ground. This is what we like to call a derby pass. Watch for the landing gear and flaps to extend. It'll give you a great look at the classic lines of the T-33. It was the T-33, believe it or not, that flew the U.S. Air Force utilized the T-33 as a two-seat aircraft with threatening force to allow their advanced pilot airliners to work their way to a shield ahead of the team and provide VIP rides and advance for the team as they get from show to show site. strong computer minds with time-board batteries to wheel aerospace technologies, greenhouse project Airshows, avionics, forever vision. And then again now, low and to the right about 320 miles an hour. Watch for this, the 4-1 hesitation roll. Continue to work his way around. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to direct your attention to the right. There's not an airplane down there. It's rather a one-of-a-kind jet vehicle that stands in as one of the most impressive jet-powered trucks on the face of the planet today. And John Lugo, we're about to kick things up a notch as we welcome Hayden Proffitt II and the Hot Streak 2 jet truck. Hot Streak jet truck. Now this is going to get very interesting because at the controls for Hayden in this truck, a 57 Chevy, it's outfitted with two Westinghouse J-34 jet engines, producing 25,000 pounds of thrust. And I'll tell you what, we're about to see the ultimate showdown of wings versus vehicles.
Absolutely, we can't wait. And I guarantee you the crowd is going to be stoked. Luke, I bet they also are going to absolutely love the heat coming from this truck. Make sure you wave to Hayden as he goes by.
By the Hot Streak 2, and yesterday he cleared 336 something miles an hour, and well, we're going to dial up good time in just a couple moments.
Absolutely, that is extremely fast, just a little bit faster than most of us here that are attending drive through the Hampton Road Bridge Tunnel. Just a little bit faster.
Just a shitch. This vehicle has the ability to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles an hour in like a second and a half. That's better acceleration than F-15 Eagle fighter jet, and he would know because he was a dedicated crew chief on the F-15 for a couple of years. But he's going to work his way out to the runway, and we're about to see this race, John, that well, he has challenged Greg to a race. Greg says, all right, game on, but we don't really know what happens from here. We have no idea who's going to win, but you can look to the left as the stacks are lit because this is all about to be history a couple of moments from now.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on that beautiful T-33 as it rounds over show light. Let's see who's going to win. I think we have the clearance from their boss. Hampton Road 2 wants to see a race. Bob's on the ground and it's going to flag it. And they're out. The official call by the Honorable Board Box.
332 miles an hour. That's faster than my fiance drives on the interstate, but only like barely.
Absolutely. There's going to be some words exchanged with them tonight over a beverage to see exactly who won. But we absolutely have the official, I've been told, firewalkers, Mr. Rick Myers.
He won. He had the fire. Yeah, I don't really think that was him, but it was the time. The I think great chief, to be honest.
I think so.
Because, and finally, there's a handicap involved here because Hayden can keep going if he just has more tarmac. That's the big piece of it. He, no kidding, has got this truck at like 380 plus miles an hour, which is just mind-blowingly ridiculous to think about, but we are so thrilled to have him here in our Arlington.
We absolutely are. Quick story, I had the opportunity to ride in the Hot Street Jet truck right across the way at the Oceana Air Show last year. Let me tell you, that is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I was grinning from ear to ear.
You were grinning because of the G-forces pulling your face to your ears.
That's probably what it was.
He actually experiences, like, well, you experience like 2 or 3. It's lateral change, right? All of our pilots are pulling in the vertical axis. But the longitudinal change, you are strapped into the seat like a, I don't even have to, you know, it's your can't breathe, and it's a trouble. Join some of the gas. And I hope you have your
Thank you guys so much. And thank you so much, Hampton Roads, for coming out for the 2025 Air Power Over Hampton Road show. Thank you and God bless.
Big John. Well, we are about to turn things over to the Thunderbirds, and that's going to be coming up next here in just about 5 minutes' time. And I want to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do here in the next couple of minutes.